Okay, let's go back into the ASPX page and go into design mode. I've got a few more controls to add, and then we'll have a look at how to manage the page processing model. So the next control is going to be a button. Let's add it over here. It's getting quite busy on the right hand side of my screen. Let's set the button to have an ID this year button, and we'll set the text to be visited this year. So the idea is that the user can enter their name, choose countries that they've visited this year, and then click this button. I'm going to add another button, add it here, and this button is going to represent the countries that the user visited last year. So I'll change the ID to be last year button, and we'll set the text to be visited last year. Okay, almost through. I just want to add a label here, and that label is going to contain result information. So let's set its ID to be result label. And I'm not going to, well actually let's just get rid of the text that's currently displayed on there. Let's just delete that completely. And then we'll add a horizontal rule. Now the horizontal rule is an HTML control. So on the HTML tab, let's select horizontal rule and drag it over here. Remember, it's quite okay to mix and match HTML controls and web controls on the same page. That's quite fine. Finally, we'll go back to the standard tab and we'll add another label down here, right at the end. And that label is going to display a timestamp, which is going to be refreshed every time we visit the web page. So let's set the ID to be timestamp label, and let's set the text property to be empty at the moment. Okay, right, now let's think about, well, first of all, let's go back to the source view and just put some line breaks in here to make it all a little bit easier to read. So we'll put a line break at the end of the first label. If I can just find it, there we are. So BR and another one, 2 line breaks. And then after the text box, we'll have another line break, BR, BR. And then after the list box, we'll have another line break. Whoopsie, let me just go back. I need to add it there at the end of the list box. BR, BR, good, good. And then after the first button, we'll just put a non-breaking space, NBSP. And then after the second button, we'll put the line break. Okay, and let's see how that looks in the designer. There we are, that's great, that's what I want it to look like.